I do believe. No, thanks a beast. Oscar de la Hoya cooks Devin Haney and father, manager, and trainer Bill Haney. Oscar is back. A brand new Clapback Thursday. I am getting ready to hit the play button. You don't want to miss what Mr. I do believe De La Hoya had to say. Without further ado, I'm going to play this uninterrupted, and I'll be back with my thoughts. So stay tuned to the end of this video for the ego thoughts. Roll the clip.
It's time for the first Clapback Thursday of the new year, and we are coming in blazing. I know you've missed me. I promise you I'd be back. It's time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursday, so let's go. This clapback is dedicated to the worst manager in boxing history, Bill Haney. Bruh. Something we can all agree on. Bruh. I want to start by saying that I feel sorry for Devin Haney. We hardly ever hear him speak because his daddy does all the talking. Bruh. And it's cost him all 12 fans he had. Bruh. Sure, Devin had a bad loss this year, yes, but it shouldn't have been career-ending. It all could have been easily fixed. Bruh. If it wasn't for his father and manager, bruh, Bill, who single-handedly turned it all into a more toxic situation than Chernobyl. I have never seen a bigger fucking of a boxer's career in my life.
Disgusted.
All Devin had to do after the losing to Ryan Garcia last April was say, he beat me. Yes. I couldn't block his left hook. Yes. And then get back in the gym. But instead of focusing on a comeback fight in 2024 and teaching his son how to block the left hook, yes, Bill felt it was a better idea to have Devin sue Ryan Garcia for battery and emotional distress. To sue Golden Boy. To sue the New York State Athletic Commission to get Devin's loss expunged from his record. What? To fight a civilian at the Orange County State Fair. To take the rest of the year off. And to make as many enemies as possible. Thus cementing their legacy as the biggest crybaby pussies in the history of boxing. Now, that brings us to the present day. Devin and Bill were in London last week begging Turkey for a payday because they have no other options. The only value that Devin has in this sport is to fight Ryan Garcia again. So Bill, being the pimp he is, and these are facts, he was a pimp. What? Hoed his son out once again to the fighter who beat his ass so badly he had to sue him for battery. I cannot make this shit up, folks. The rematch is set to happen this October, but under one condition. The Haneys must drop their bullshit lawsuit against Ryan and Golden Boy. And of course, the Haneys are willing to drop it because they had no case whatsoever. I have never heard of a fighter suing another fighter for battery. And I'm certain we will never see it again. Unless Devin sues his next opponent. Anyhow, taking the rematch is a pretty risky move though. If Devin loses to Ryan Garcia again, we can all wave goodbye to the Haneys. And in order to even get to that fight, Devin has to first get past Jose Ramirez in May. Watch out, Jose. Anyhow, taking the rematch is a pretty risky move though. If Devin loses to Ryan Garcia again, we can all wave goodbye to the Haneys. And in order to even get to that fight, Devin has to first get past a tough and hungry Jose Ramirez in May. Watch out, Jose. If you hit him too hard, he might sue you next. Bill, the highlight of your pathetic 2024 was becoming president of the neighborhood watch here in Henderson, Nevada? Do me a favor. If the wind blows one of my recycling bins too far from the estate, go ahead and chase it down and bring it to my gate. Thanks, buddy. This is the closest you'll get to stepping foot in my home ever again. And Devin Haney, from one fighter to another, you have to take control of your life and career and fire your father. Everyone watched what happened this year. Bring it to my gate. Thanks, buddy. This is the closest you'll get to stepping foot in my home ever again. And Devin Haney, from one fighter to another, You have to take control of your life and career and fire your father. Bruh. Everyone in boxing stood by and watched what happened this year. Bruh. A year in which you were supposed to shine. Bruh. You are now a punchline. Everyone sees he's the problem. Bruh. Hell, he didn't even stop the fight against Ryan Garcia when your jaw was broken and you were on the canvas. I hope you can come to your senses and decide to save yourself and part ways with your current management before it's truly too late. Sadly, it might be already. Oh, and Canelo! You just signed a huge 3-fight deal. Does that mean you'll be fighting David Benavidez and you'll give the fight fans what they've been asking for? Of course not! Fuck you! I got it, babe!
Wow. I'm blessed.
And we are coming in
highly favored. Yeah, I'm blessed. Suits Taylor. De La Hoya said a whole lot. Now, ironically, and this is very ironic for me, notice that De La Hoya's talking points were identical to what I've spat already on my channel. I mean, literally, people were hitting me up like, man, these are your talking points. Literally said the same thing. Devin's 26-year-old man just had a kid and his daddy is doing the talking. So I told you, 2025 is going to get real dark for a lot of y'all because a lot of content creators, the Haneyacks in particular, they're not keeping it real with the audience. Notice the things that Boxing Ego says, you hear the fighter say after me. De La Hoya, he really went over everything. He said this could have all been like situated. People would have gotten over the fact that, you know, Ryan cooked you, but you guys kept crying and keeping on about it. Now you became a punchline in the world of boxing. He says Bill Haney became neighborhood watch all of a sudden. He said, so if my trash can blows down the street, return it to me. That's the closest you'll ever get to getting inside my crib. He says, Devin, he implores him, you need to fire your father. Sound like something else that somebody else that you're listening to right now told you. Bill Haney, he's saying, is the worst manager in boxing history, and he gave him an award, right? He says the rest of the world sees it. This man is hurting your career. And like I said, he said he turned this place into Chernobyl. What I said to you guys is when you're at like the darkest moment of your career, you can't afford to have more enemies. People are already like turned on you from the performance and they're already off your brand. And now, in addition, you have your dad who's creating, you know, beefs with YouTube content creators or just content creators, going at Jaleel Hackett, Devin's going at Richardson Hitchens. You're not in the position you once were. It's not a good idea. And he says now he got a dangerous fight with Jose Ramirez. The Ryan rematch, if he gets to it, is do or die. He has to beg Turkey. That's why it says will fight for food. He had to run to the UK and beg Turkey for a fight because he don't really have options. And, you know, he also has to drop the lawsuit. I mean, Oscar, you can say whatever you want. I do believe he absolutely dispatched of the Haneys, and it was factual what he was saying. You know it because your boy Ego said it beforehand. Everybody's saying it except for the Haneyacks. So you tell me who won. I see them, they run. Like, everybody can see what's being said. That's why people are laughing like, ooh, Oscar got with you. Sidebar, the man was in his drawers. I promise you on everything I love, there's no man on this planet that's finna cook me with words and be in their drawers. So that made it even crazier that the man was cooking you and woom, 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 I played the clip for you, and he was in his drawers, and he was flaming you. Ain't nobody finna cook Boxing Ego and be in some chonies. It just is not going to happen, not likely. It's less than likely. So now the Haneyacks, I can't wait. They're either going to take a while before they produce content on this because he actually cooked him. Notice if it's Tank Davis and he got a mugshot or something, the Haneyacks content creators are very quick to react. And, oh, look, Tank's fight got canceled. They give you the news real quick when his Tank fight got canceled or the perception is his fight got canceled. De La Hoya just flamed. They either A, won't talk about it, B, they'll take a long time to talk about it, or, you know, some people, they might even skip it totally because this man was cooking. And you can like De La Hoya, you can say, oh, he lied about this and that. What he's saying here, that's what we're talking about, and that ain't a lie. He blazed them. Devin's out of options. The Ryan rematch is now do or die. It's a must-win scenario, and a lot of Devin's career didn't have to hang in the balance in such a way, but the way the Haneyacks and the Haneyacks content creators and the Haneys acted put Devin in this high-pressured situation. So for me, I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. 2025 will be an amazing year, but De La Hoya, his very first Clapback Thursday, he dedicated to the Haneys, and he went in. You know, he absolutely went in. He said, oh, the man don't got no options. His daddy was a pimp, and he woed his son out. That's what he said. I let you listen to it. So let me know overall what you think. The last thing that he said that I know I said on my channel is you have the Haneyacks content creators who push this narrative that Devin wants to improve the sport of boxing and make it fair so future fighters don't get cheated and there's no ramifications. So they played this like noble character, if you will, like, yo, we want justice. We want the truth. We want cheaters to be punished. As Oscar said, for the rematch to happen, they got to drop their lawsuit. So all the Haneyacks content creators that lied and said Devin was standing on business, Devin was suing to make an example out of Ryan, and the lawsuit was going to set a precedence. Yeah, Team Haney knows what they're doing. Devin got a high-powered lawyer. This is going to be amazing. Top flight security of the world, Craig. Man, it's small in here. No, you just real big in here, right? They were acting like top flight security, and now that's out the window. They sold out for the cash. Turkey offered a bag, said, hey, this is the plan I want for you. To take it, you got to drop that lawsuit. Ryan's lawsuit is just a countersuit. It would have likely never happened had the Haneys not sued him first. So I think Ryan been willing to drop the lawsuit because that was just reactionary to what the Haney, that's a crazy picture. That's reactionary to what the Haneys instigated or initiated, right? So I agree. De La Hoya cooked him. You guys can say whatever you want. I can't wait for the damage control Haneyacks to try to make content or try to avoid this. But again, how real am I when there's not a subject in boxing that I am not willing to touch? If it's trending, if it's a popular topic, right here on my channel, I talk about it. Good or bad, good, bad, indifferent. I talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, period. The Haneyacks content creators are very selective. When De La Hoya is popping off and saying the Haneys made all these mistakes and he cooking them, he got visuals, his production done stepped up on these Clapback Thursdays. Now all of a sudden they're going to grow quiet. Shh. But you guys said, I don't know what I'm talking about. Literally, it got him dressed like a cop. Like this is Law and Order. Boom, doom, 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 boom. Bro, like this is Miami Vice. And y'all said I don't be cooking on my channel. Okay, 2025, we will see. This is not good for the Haneys. I can't even imagine, like, what is Bill Haney going to say in response to any of this? Again, 2025 is going to be a phenomenal year for me. I don't know about y'all, because if you ain't telling the truth is in, baby. And if you ain't telling the truth, baby, it's going to look a little shaky for you. So What could Devin say? What can he say? What could Bill Haney say to retort all of these things that are factual that is being brought up? You are willing to drop the lawsuit for money. That is one of the things that the rematch looks like is contingent on. So you're not really about what you said you're about. You're about to do it for cheaters. So if you drop the lawsuit, it also makes it look bad for the year-round testing. If you were doing year-round testing for the right reasons and you were standing on business and standing on principles and doing the year-round testing because you really wanted to help the youth, you wouldn't be willing to drop the lawsuit. This is a fraud. This is a facade, right? A person who's standing on their laurels and they got morals and ethics and integrity, they're not going to let money dissuade them from the greater good. Like, you think Martin Luther King, I have a dream, not by the race, color, or creed, right? You think Martin Luther King was going to allow the KKK or somebody to pay him off a little bit of money? Here's $10,000, back in the 60s, here's $10,000, stop doing these speeches. When you really are standing for something, you're not going to be knocked off your pivot like that. You're not going to allow somebody to just come in and stop you from your mission. That's a real man with a real mission and a real purpose. Like Boxer Ego, I have a purpose here on this planet. Now it's clear that I'm here for a real reason, because he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't been breathing. Many men. When you're really working on your purpose and you really mean what you say, it hit different. When you say you're about X, Y, and Z, then we find out you about money. It's not good. Like, you see some of these people in these churches and they're preaching and stuff, and then you find out it's some Jim Jones stuff where the church is like really a front, and then they stealing the church money and not using it for repairs and the stuff that they said they were going to use it for, right? So that's never a good situation when you get found out like that and you say you stand for a cause, and then we find out that you're not really standing up for that cause, or you could be bought. Like, hey, I'm going to be a cop and uphold the law, but if the mafia want to pay me off on the side, then I'll stop being a diligent cop and a peace officer because I'm a corrupt cop now, because I'm taking payola from the mob, right? Different levels of integrity. Don't drop this lawsuit if what the Haney content creators said about you was true, but we know to get the rematch, he gonna have to drop the lawsuit. So I think that's an important point. But like I said, everything that De La Hoya said is stuff I've already said on the channel. I know it, so I know you know it if you listen to my content. Clapback Thursday, classic.